Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. This is scenario 5.2 over at the Scorched Obelisk with the character Drelm. We're at this location. When you succeed at a check to defeat a Bane by 4 or more, you are dealt 1d4 electricity damage. Okay, advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessing of Nethys, and our first exploration is the villain henchman of this scenario. Alright, so it's an outsider elemental, Jenny Bard, immune to cold, electricity, fire, and poison. Before you act, succeed at a Wisdom or Divine 9 check, or you may not play weapons or spells during this encounter. Well, fortunately, Drelm's Divine is D8 plus 6. So, wow, that's pretty fortunate. So we will just go ahead and roll that D8, see what happens. Alright, so we rolled a 4, and we have plus 6, so we rolled a 10. Okay, so we can play weapons and spells. If the check to defeat has the acid or bludgeoning trait, add 1d8. Okay, well we do have the Great Club, which has the bludgeoning trait. We can reveal this card to use your strength or melee skill plus 1d10 plus 1. You may additionally discard this card to add your strength die. Alright, so we are totally going to do that. So we will just go ahead and use assembling our dice. We have the D10 for the Great Club, or actually D10 for our melee, D10 for the Great Club. We're going to discard the Great Club so that we can get an additional D10. Since this is our first check, we're not really too worried about taking damage because we will survive from the Scorched Obelisk. Let's see, then what we can do is we will use a Blessing of Nethys, and we will recharge it since the top card of the Blessings deck is a Blessing of Nethys. So we're going to add another D10 to that. Alright, so feeling pretty good about this check. It's going to be 4d10, and our total buffs are, and we get to add our strength die. So I guess with this strength die, you just use your strength. It says strength die and not strength modifier. So I'll just go ahead and say that our total modifiers for this are going to be 5, 6, plus 6 to this roll. Let's see what we get. Alright, so we add, so we get 4, and 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, is that it? Hard to believe. Wow, what a terrible roll. So our total buffs for this check were plus 7. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 19, 20. We needed a 23. Well, fortunately, we have bird feather tokens. We can recharge this card to reroll 1 die. Okay, so that's what we will do. We will recharge this number 2. Let's see what we get here. Rolling the D10. See, do I have any other D10? Nope. Oh, yes, I do. I'm going to roll this D10. See what happens. Alright, hey, we rolled a 7. So let's add it up again. 10, 18, and our total buffs were 6, 18, 19, 20, 24. Okay. And, oh, you know what? We forgot to add the 1d8 for the bludgeoning trait. So, if we do that, then we do succeed at this check. So, let me just double check that we did that right. Our strength, which was d10. The Great Club gave us another d10. We discarded at our strength die, the Blessing of Nethys, and the bludgeoning trait. Alright, and since we did, this is over, so 10, 18, 19, 26, and 6. So since we did succeed at a check to defeat a Bane by 4 or more, so she's banished, but we do have to take 1d4 electric damage, so we do take 4 points of electricity damage. We can use this to bury this card to reduce electricity damage to 0, so we'll do that. And then Drelm is able to reset his hand, no problem. He is able to get 5 cards and survive. And this Scorched Obelisk is defeated. Alright, well that was, I haven't had a really quick adventure scenario in a while, so that's always really glad when that happens, because now Drelm can get on with the major part of this game, which is advancing. So let's go ahead and do a deck check here for Drelm. I'll show you what he's got. Of course, he's got that great spell there. So let's go ahead, and once I show you the components of Drelm's deck, so you can see everything that he has. He's got a lot of cool stuff for sure. So that is Drelm's deck. Let's go ahead and zoom it like that. Okay, there's his deck. What we're going to do now, so the reward for this scenario was this ally. And we're not too too excited about that ally. So what we're going to do is we will go ahead and meet the Smiths of Wati, and we're going to see what kind of weapons he's got for us. We also have this loot armor. Okay, so that's Drelm's deck. We're going to randomly shuffle the weapons here. On a D30. Roll a 28. Well, I'm just going to jump down some cards here. Okay, these are the weapons that the Smiths of Wati is offering. We're on level 5, so we're only going to get weapons of level 4 or 5. So he's offering the Rod of Devouring Dawn. He's offering, let's see, what else is he offering here? Axe of the Imperative. We're on level 4 or 5. Okay, so these are the things that he's offering. So he's been trying to trade us this and this before, but let's take a look at this one. This one's kind of new. Let's go ahead and zoom in there so you can see it. Okay, Rod of the Devouring Dawn. For your combat check, reveal this card to use your strength and melee skill plus 1d6 plus 2. You may additionally discard this card to add another 1d6 plus 2. Reveal this card and discard a card that has the divine trait to ignore a non-villain monster's power that happens after you act. Well, I always like that. Axe of the Imperative says, if proficient with weapons and the Bane has a power that happens before or after you act, add another 1d8. So, I mean, they're both really cool. Let's see, this one is two-handed, which doesn't really matter because Drelm doesn't have any shields. So I wonder, what do you think is like the better weapon? Because I think Drelm's going to take one of these. Axe of the Imperative. They're both 1d6 plus 2. Add another one. So this one has the potential to add more dice than this one. So this one actually can do a lot more damage. So I think we're going to take Axe of the Imperative, but then to do so, we're going to have to trade this guy, which we don't really want in the first place. And we can either trade in the Golden Serpent Armband, which is the only thing he would be interested in, or we could trade in the Dune of Doom spell. Let's see, but the Dune of Doom spell is really cool. Golden Serpent Armband. If we trade in the Dune of Doom spell, we're going to have to go ahead and get another lower. Since Drelm is level 5, he can get a free level 3 spell. So maybe we'll do that. So we will. I like the this one, Corrosion and Golden Serpent Armband. When you play a spell on your combat check. So when you play a spell on, so we can play this spell on our combat check and add your strength or melee skill. That's interesting. So I was just looking at combos between using this card, the Golden Serpent Armband, and the Corrosion spell. But as it is, what we're going to do is we want to keep the Golden Serpent Armband. We are going to trade him, believe it or not, we're trading Dune of Doom and this ally so that we can get the Axe of the Imperative. Alright, well, that was the adventure. It was a fast one, it was a good one. So thanks for watching, and I will have another, I just dropped my D30 on the floor. I will have another adventure up shortly. Alright, thank you.